cast off, hopefully coming back here, and I'll explain why I should do such a crazy thing shortly. Well, that ended up a palaver, that casting off, and the reason is because the boat went past and sucked me out. Which always creates issues, so I had to sort of abandon the exercise a few minutes in or whatever, so that was bad. Anyway, it was all a bit messy, but I got cast off in the end. Morning. I want to show you this little boat. It's an absolutely beautiful little boat. It's a trailerable boat. I love the boat. So I love your boat, it's brilliant.
Oh, thank you, I'll try to. Thank you.
Yeah, wilderness boats, I think they are. It's a Beaver 23. I went past it earlier on, so I had a bit of a nose at it. Anyway, Beaver 23, brilliant. Full-time liveaboard, obviously not. I mean, not unless you're really Spartan. But for a week away, you know, an extended holiday, why the hell not? Travel light, don't have tons and tons of clothes, and you could do it. So, right, what's going on? Well, okay. What's going on is this, right? I am changing direction. Because I fetched water a week ago, I went down to the water point further on, went about 8 miles in the end, probably round trip. Got water and got back here to where I wanted to stay because I wanted to get more shopping and stuff. And but I was facing north and I need to face south. South is my direction of travel towards a place called Fradley Junction, where I'll, for the last time, I'll meet up with Dave and Di and say farewell. Absolutely tragic, you know, it's so sad really, because I've had such a laugh with them, but they're going north and I feel like I want to go south. They go north onto the Trent and the tidal Trent, and it'll be a fantastic trip. And it would be fantastic to do it, but I need to slow down a little bit. We've been travelling at a fairly fast pace by my standards, and it's been brought home to me. Oh my God. There's a little family of swans. They're obviously just born, I think. These are almost newborn. You'll see them hopefully. The parents are really sort of keeping a beady eye on anyone who dares to go near. Right, so I need to turn round. Yeah, back to the thing. I need to turn round. I need to slow down. I've still got this leggy thing. The cough has died down, thankfully, but I'm still bunged up and mucus and just all the usual horrible, unspeakable stuff going on. And it slowed me right down. I've not felt like moving. I don't feel like moving now. Yeah, don't feel like moving now, but I've got to do it. Oh, here's a boat. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go into reverse. They are going super slow though. I've stopped and I'm trying to hover to let them past, rather than force them into the bank, and there'll be a really tight squeeze because there's trees overgrown and bushes sticking out. So I'm hovering here where I've got more room once they're past. Hopefully they will thank me for my kindness, because not everybody does. Generally speaking, people just plough on. They just plough the hell on and get on with it. Morning, chaps. Morning. It's fairly busy now. I get the feeling I've seen some of these boats before, like the last time I came through on my way south. I feel like I've seen these guys before. But look, who knows, you know. I'm not pointing fingers. And to be honest, you know, there have been times where I've pushed a day or two past the 14-day limit if I've had something important going on. And CRT, to be fair, if you tell them that you're not well, certainly in the days of COVID, just mention the word COVID to them. And that was it. Yeah, okay, you stay there for a few more weeks, you know. This is a short leg. I'm literally just turning round, coming back here, and I'm staying overnight. Tomorrow is the first sort of proper move, and that'll be to get water. It's now been 10 days. I filled up and parked there. It's been 10 days, and so I know my water is about to run out. The thing about this, what I'm doing this for, this little move today, I'm just going to turn around, come back. What this is about is saving some time in the morning, because the water points are notoriously busy. So this is a busy water point, the one that I'm going to turn around and go back to, and I want to go early. Now I could just rock up there now because I've got everything I need. This is the thing, I've got everything that I need now in terms of shopping. I've got a few days worth of beer, I've got loads of food, you know, all the sort of things, and especially the bulky things as well. I am about 400 yards from Tesco, massive branch of Tesco, where I was parked there, and that's not common. So when you get, you know, when you get to a place like that, shopping, the carriage of shopping and how heavy it is becomes a thing. So my sort of approach is to get like heavy things and stock up extra while I'm near, within easy reach, say, of a supermarket as I am now. The idea of this little jaunt here today is basically, this will take about an hour to get me back down there, and the idea of it really is just so that I'm a bit closer and I'm ready to go first thing in the morning. My plan is, I'm definitely going to run out. I'm pretty sure if I don't run out today or tonight, which I hope I don't, it's very likely I'll run out tomorrow. You know, I'm good for about 10 days, and I've been washing shirts and things like that, using more than I normally would. Water. What you do, isn't it? So I'm going to make the move tomorrow, because running out of water, right, is a major pain in the arse. You don't realise how central it is to be able to turn that tap on and get some water to everything that you do. Like, you pick up something that's a bit dusty, and you want to make a sandwich or just do something. You go to wash your hands and you think, oh shit, I can't wash my hands, I've got no water. I'll just have a quick swig of water because it's a hot day and you've been walking outside or doing something. Oh, I'll have a quick swig of water. No, you're not. I'll just do a cup of coffee. No, you're not. I'll just rinse this thing off. I'll rinse this knife off under the tap. Through the northern outskirts of Rugeley, and there's a turning point, a winding hole, somewhere up ahead. Nobody seems to slow down. I don't get it. I just don't get it at all. It's a mystery to me, you know. Why aren't people slowing down? I got shouted at. I did 3 miles an hour, probably not even that, to do an overtaking manoeuvre by the water point a week ago. And within seconds I was getting shouted at by a bloke on the moored boats nearby. So now my only sort of decision I've got to make is where to moor. I'm going to come back down here, go through town, and I'd like to moor sort of closer to the edges where I was in that stretch. And the reason is because it's closer to the water point. Like I say, there are numbers of boaters, right, who make their move to the water point early, and I'm one of them. Morning. I'm one of them. I like to get to a water point early because it only takes 1 or 2 boats to be moored in front of you waiting for water, and that's an hour and a half's wait. You know, now I haven't got a big journey on tomorrow. I'm taking it in short hops. Ordinarily I'd be tempted to just press on to the water point today, get it done, move on to Handsacre, but like I say, I'm just not feeling up to strength. I'm really not feeling up to strength. Some amazing gardens here, like terraces. Right, I might need some horsefly repellent as well. Yeah, there's Rugeley on the left here, and on the right it's fields now. It's opened out. Rugeley's finished over there. But it's a sad, it's going to be a sad day. I mean, it's already sad, you know, not cruising in company with Dave and Di. It's nice to just have company anyway, you know. Cruising in a convoy is a nice thing. It is a nice thing, and you know, there's different reasons. A big one in this case is the convenience of 2 cars, not just one but 2 cars. You've got a car each. That makes life a lot easier in some respects and for some things. It adds hassle, but the payoff is worth it when you got 2 anyway. You know, you've always got Dave's always decent company, Di's always a good laugh to pop down to the pub. You know, Dave goes to the pub most nights, I think. So any night, I don't, you know, but any night I do feel like it, perhaps every 3 days or so in my case. You know, I always know he'll be in there, so you've always got company. Now don't get me wrong, you know, you can get talking to locals in these places, but they're a very mixed bag. They can be rather a mixed bag in terms of how friendly, how just conversational, how interesting. Not that not that I'm interested, but just I don't know, very mixed bag. It's happened to me once or twice. I've had a great laugh with some of them, and once or twice, you know, I've gone left after half an hour. There was one young guy buttonholed me and Dave when we were down at Whaley Bridge, and he just, like, until we came in, just have a quiet drink, you know, on the way past whatever we were doing, I don't know, and we got talking to him, and at first he was okay, but he was like a sort of myself. I've got to say this, I've got to admit it, in that he just wouldn't shut up. So he just kept on wanting to tell us about this experience or that experience, and you know, not all of it was interesting, you know, or relevant, or just, I don't know. There's just a way some people have of speaking, and I made an exception. I think we were going to sit at a table. We went to go and sit at a table because I sort of nodded to Dave and said, "Come on, you know this this guy won't shut up." No, but this is me saying this. I know, I am aware. But I said, "Yeah, let's go and sit down, Dave." You know, because the guy was starting to bore me really. And Dave got the hint. You know, yeah, we'll go and sit down. And the fella said, "Oh, can I come and join you?" Or something. I don't know. We ended up staying at the bar in the end. He said, "I'd like to talk to you for a bit." He just, you know, didn't make any bones about it. He said, "Oh, I'm quite enjoying talking to you guys, you know." Yeah, and it was just until we literally didn't stop until we finished the drinks. Obviously, I don't know whether we had a second one. I can't remember. I think we did in the end, because part of the deal with the second one was us making our move to the table that we never quite finished the move to. Anyway, you know. So it's very variable. Sometimes you can be buttonholed by a massive bore, or someone you just don't really enjoy their company. You know, it's not their fault. You just don't enjoy it. You know. And I'm not. This isn't just me. And there's plenty of people who wouldn't enjoy my company. You know, I'm in no under no illusions about that. And I can sort of get along with most people, at least for a pint, you know, for half an hour or an hour. Find some sort of common area of interest to talk about. Quite often it'll be the boats, you know. Oh yeah, how do you do this, and how do you manage with water, you know. And it can be interesting for them to find out how it all works. And vice versa, you know, I'll say to them, "What's this area like, and is there anything of interest?" You know, and they can give me info. So it's mutually beneficial as well, in that sense. So over there, you can see, you know, the extent, the width of the river, and I can get some idea of the flow as well. And it's a strong flow. Make no mistake, the Trent is showing its, not exactly showing its teeth, but it's certainly showing some power. You can see the power of it already. Right, the winding hole is just ahead. I've got to keep a close eye on this. I cannot afford to miss this winding hole. I think it's not after this bridge, but it's after the next one. Right, so there's the bridge ahead. I can see the bridge ahead. It's immediately there on the left. At the moment, from what I can see up ahead, there's no sign of any winding hole. Where the hell is this? Right, I'm going to take all the speed off. There's no winding hole there. There just isn't. Yeah, I think I can see it now. Right, time to make the turn, I think. So we're getting the boat in. It's working quite well so far. So I need to give it a bit of reverse. This is great because the back end here is exposed to some wind from somewhere. I think it must be there. Didn't think the wind was coming. But the back end is carrying on swinging round on its own. It is a boat. I'm going to let him go past. It's a bit of a struggle with the wind. I'm definitely blaming the wind. It's not me. There's the wind. It might be partly me. Now, the front end, without any impetus from me, is swinging right out into the right direction. So, the wind made that a bit difficult. I didn't realise how much influence the wind would have, because it didn't look like there was going to be much. There's a boat coming behind me, right, and he's not hanging about. Because I had a good look around. And he wasn't in sight, and he's already close to about 400 yards. Now this is unfortunate really, because this puts a bit of pressure on me to speed up a little bit, but I'm going to resist that pressure because I don't want to get shouted at. So I just need to decide where I'm going to moor now, where I'm going to aim for anyway. The moorings may be taken by the time I get there. Certainly the 7-day ones, most of those were taken. Oh, this is saying 3 miles an hour. That can't be right. Now it's saying 2. So it wasn't right. Now it's 2.4, 2.3, 2.5, 2.7. What am I meant to? 1.8? Fuck's sake. So yeah, it's about, I think, about a 30-minute ride back through town to where I was, and that's where I'm going to aim for. He's keeping a good distance, so that's kind of him. I'm being chased. Well, yeah, it may be, yeah, maybe. Yeah. I sounded a bit like that tiny northern magician years ago. You're going to like this, not a lot, but you're going to like it. He didn't sound like that, but that was his catchphrase. Now the guys behind, you know, to give them their due, they are not putting undue pressure on me. Morning. Sorry, afternoon. Well, we got round that bend nicely. It seems to be like there won't be a boat for sort of half an hour, 20 minutes, and then there'll be 3 or 4 in short succession, or in a literal convoy, which happened a couple of times. But yeah, it's interesting though, how this not being well for the last week or so, yeah, it's brought home to me really that, you know, I don't want to slow down Dave and Di in their travels. Little cruiser close behind me. Nice one, thank you sir. Here's the cruiser. It's that beautiful little boat I spotted and said hello to the lady driver on my way north. Oh yeah, I do love that boat, you know, they're brilliant little things, aren't they? Yeah, they're so nice. Yeah, because I haven't got a front camera today, so I don't know what will be visible, but he got really close in to the towpath side. He must be very shallow, I think, so there's not risk of, you know, grounding. I think he's probably about 6 inches below the waterline is his maximum draft, because it's GRP. And he was right into the towpath, so he gave me as much room as he possibly could. And I think if it had been another boat, they wouldn't have wanted perhaps to do that, or been able to, and I would have ended up in the weeds on the far side. So that was really nice of them. And I think no more boats, so time to get the foot down a bit. Oh, there's someone standing beside the moored boats. I'm going to have to slow down here. Like, people will shout at you, but I think the boaters who refuse to slow down just ignore it. Because there's people who've gone past in the last few days at 4 miles an hour. I think a small handful have gone past at about 5, real faster boats. The majority about 3. And so they must have been getting shouted at from more boats left, right and centre, and just don't care. But the sun, this is crazy. Our weather is nuts. This morning it was cold, windy, grey. The air felt damp. It felt like a March. And now the sun's come out. This shirt's too hot, I'm boiling. So, do you know what? In retrospect, or hindsight, or whatever the correct phrase is, this was quite a little cruise. I mean, it's taken over an hour, or it certainly will by the time I get moored up. So, the question does pop into your mind. Would it have been easier to do the reverse thing? The reverse tow? I can't do 500 yards in a narrow stretch with a bend and with wind in reverse. I can't, it's not going to work for me. I'm not good enough. Obviously I blame the boat. Like, I do blame the boat to an extent, but even a good driver on this boat is going to struggle in reverse. But we're not far now anyway, we're not far. Is this the Swan family from earlier on? All together, 8 of them. A guy told me who lives in the house opposite the spot where I've been moored that people had caught pike and observed pike like up to 5 feet long in these waters. This is a scary thought, really. And bigger. And he said he saw a pike taking a duckling one year. So it's not like a myth or anything. Well, I don't know. I'm not a country bloke. So I didn't know for sure. But I guessed it was true that they ate ducklings. I'm sure I read it somewhere actually. And that guy's literally opposite where I was moored. Yeah, he's seen one. Just got the duck, that was it, never seen again. But those ones are a bit bigger. The Swan's chicks are already the size of a full-grown moorhen. And it would be a hell of a pike that would take a full-size moorhen, wouldn't it? That would take a hell of a pike. And he said they're not getting eaten at the moment because there's plenty of fish. The pike are kind of finding plenty of fish in the water. So the ducks aren't the first item on their menu, so to speak. If there's not many fish around, they'll start taking ducklings, apparently. Pike are monsters, aren't they? It seems like they'll have a go. Opportunistic predators. It seems like they'll have a go at anything. And I'm just hoping here we don't get any boats coming my way. It's a funny old game, this. You could go half an hour on a straight section and not see one. Get to a bridge and suddenly there's a boat. So let's just hope. So I'm in mooring mode now, we're sort of here. I feel like I'm going faster than I want to. Faster than is polite. It's the guys behind have closed the distance a bit, and that's a subtle way of letting you know they think you could go a little bit faster. I had a few, I didn't have any colds and flus last winter, no proper ones, nothing really nasty. Like the winter before, when I was on the Llangollen, I had half a dozen of them. It was just crazy. I think the best thing I can do here is grab one of these 48-hour moorings. I think they're free. Grab a 48-hour mooring, yes, they're free, and I'll just pull in here. I'm only 100 yards away from where I was. Looks like there's one boat in there, but there is room for two on these. Now, these guys could be a pain and go past me too soon. Let's see.